Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to this RGL Highlander Week 7 matchup between Memento Mori and My Netgraph is a War Crime. We are on CP Steel for this week. I am Zagron, joined by Space Ghost, and as always, Dolphin behind the camera. How are you doing, Space Ghost?
Doing pretty good. Excited to see some CP Steel action.
Yep, and this is week 7, the final week of the regular season. Teams are trying to solidify their playoff seeding. The four teams we have right now currently seeded into playoffs are in order: Cuties, Candy, Memento Mori, and Refrigerator. If Netgraph wants to have a chance at making playoffs, they need to sweep Memento Mori here. Let's take two straight halves without giving up a single one, and that would put them even or above Refrigerator in tiebreakers. So that's their goal for tonight. On the other hand, Memento Mori can actually rise in the rankings and take one of those top two seeds, but they need some help from their other teams. Right now, Candy and Cuties are both playing some lower seeded non-playoff teams, and they need to play spoilers for those top seeds if Memento Mori wants some chances at rising in those ranks.
Yeah, and especially I think it's very relevant because Steel is a notoriously it's kind of notorious for being a upset map. So I think there's a good chance we could see some of that in this match or some of the other matches this week.
Yep, so we will be hoping for some excitement on the final day of regular season. But zoning in on this match right now, we got Memento Mori versus Netgraph. Memento Mori sitting in that third seed right now. That's kind of the lower playoff seeds where your matchups are going to be hard all the way through. And they have had a rough go against the top two teams that's sitting above them, but they've been convincing versus everyone else. So they have 0 points gained in their losses and 0 points dropped in their wins, meaning they got swept by the teams above them and they're sweeping everyone below them. So they look pretty convincing to take this game right here, and they will be thinking that they have to do this if they want to have a chance at getting any better, putting themselves in a better spot here.
Yeah, I can attest from at least scrims this week that MM are they're no slouches on this map. They're very strong on this map. So I think that the Netgraph team they're gonna have their work cut out for them.
Yep, and we can go ahead and run down the rosters real quick. On that Netgraph team, we have Nipnop on Scout, DZ Creeper on Soldier, TK on Pyro, Octa on Demo Man, Beanie on Heavy, Nico Jims on Engineer, Dinko on Medic, the SAR on Sniper, and Homeless on Spy.
And on Memento Mori, we have Triple on Scout, ODB on Soldier, Supreme Toad, aka Marty, on Pyro, Giraffe on Demoman, Eerie on Heavy, Aaron on Engineer, Blake on Medic, Fallen Gord or Fallen Lord on Sniper, and Def Joe on Spy.
Yep, and we'll be going live here in a bit, real quick soon. So that's a pretty standard Highlander ready up. We did start a bit later today. So we can talk a little bit about CP Steel and what we expect from these two teams. You mentioned Memento Mori has been very strong in scrims, and we know that they do love making a lot of flank plays. So they should be pretty in the favorite side going forward.
Yeah, I think some of the most important things of this map are that it's very easy to get locked out. I think I said this actually the last time I casted, but this is another one of those maps where A is kind of a gimme point. You don't really care about A that much, but B and C are the points you can really try to lock people out on. Although once you cap A, pretty much anything goes. There's a lot of different strategies you can do in this map, so it's definitely I think team coordination is possibly the biggest factor here, more so than DM.
Yep, team coordination on both sides of the attack, setting up multiple threats and really sandwiching the enemy into making a bad decisions, what you're looking for. The flank of MM with triple ODB and Aaron is going to be looking to do that, and they're going to be very good at that based on what we've seen from them. So yeah, that will be a big strength in their favor. Netgraph gonna have to find out how to respond to that one in kind with Nibnop, DZ Creeper, and Nico Gems, who they're no strangers to playing Steel or playing together as a flank. So we'll have to see if they can match up. We do have predictions going on in chat right now. A lot of people favoring Memento Mori, although there are a lot of rounds being given to Netgraph. But keep in mind, they do need that 2-0 sweep if Netgraph wants this to matter at all for them.
Yeah, I think in terms of players, I'm gonna be looking at ODB a lot personally. ODB on Soldier, I think he's one of the more standout players in Memento Mori, one of the more standout classes on pretty much every team he's played on. And I think ODB has all. Let's see if he can do the most of the chances he's gonna get, because ODB is not someone you want to like. ODB is not someone you want to not pay attention to. He's gonna destroy your team if you do that.
Yeah, it's going to be up to the counter flank and TK on Pyro to see if they can kind of stonewall him out of high game impact. But looking on the other side, I'm really interested to see how the SVS goes because the Snarn Fallen Gourd, On paper, that's a pretty one-sided match towards Fallen Gord. You just kind of have to say, baseline. But Steel's an interesting sniper map where a lot of your circumstances probably can't be, predicted as sniper. Where you take the initial SVS, you try to win it, but after that, you kind of just have to hope that you're with your team or that you're getting pressure. So, game impact on Steel, it can be harder to find than normal maps, but experienced snipers like Fallen will probably be able to find some way in.
Yeah, I think one thing to also look out for is perhaps if any of them are running any, one would say, funny weapons. Steel's kind of a notorious map for snipers, whether out of frustration or because they think it's legitimate. They'll run Huntsman. I used to run the PP gun a lot. I've told Fallen to do it, so he might do it. We'll see. But that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, sniper is such a strong class. You can literally use a medieval bow and have high game impact. We talked to Boar about that one sometime.
It's true. Yeah, I think the main thing with sniper on this map is that the offensive sniper is pretty rough unless you're in those windows looking above E. Offensive sniper can be pretty rough on this map. Same thing, like if you're offensive sniper and you can kill the red sniper repeatedly, that's a really good thing you can do for your team to win.
Yeah, especially because as the map goes on, for those who don't know, your spawn timers on defense become progressively longer and longer as more points get capped up. So while the map can start up a bit slow, if the offense can get snowballing and rolling, then it can get hard to stem the blood flow for the defense. So we'll be seeing on that defensive side first as we have readied up here.
Yeah, one thing we're going to look at right off the bat is to see whether Giraffe runs crits right away to see if they can have some crit stickies down. That's a very common thing that teams like to do in this map is just
looks like they're doing
eight crit stickies all around. Yep, here they go.
Ooh, there's some of the Raptors above, kind of spreading them out right now.
Yeah, you just kind of got to litter them. Just be a litter
I like
dog.
that. I like that split. There's 2 on every beam on the high ground and 1 on each side of the walkout. So just rehearse those crit stickies. Another thing that's interesting to look at is the engineer setup. How default it's going to be so far looks pretty standard, where the gun's on the ledge, dispenser beneath, and the teleporter into the house upper for the heavy to get back up. Yeah. So everything looking good on B.
Yeah, one thing to notice that Nico Jimps is putting the aggressive sentry. This is something I started to see more recently. He's putting the sentry in the door right off the bat, and he's just going to wrangle it and draw fire.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Block spam as well. Can also block a sniper silent if you're lucky. And on the other side, we'll be seeing the A attack walk out here. But that said, Fallen has 1 onto the SAR, so that's Sentry not blocking enough sniper shots.
Yeah, the SAR need to crouch into it, but it's happened. That's honestly probably going to happen a lot.
Yeah, and there goes Nico's gun as A gets capped up. We have 4 people on the A side. TK's actually running Flog right now, which is interesting. Not going to have Reflex trying to build that one up. I wonder if he's found any charge yet. Either way, we're going to have all the spawners come up, and looks like the rotators from Netgraph are going back to the spawn side, so no one really going into flank right now.
Yeah, I think Joe might be running Deadringer. I can check that real quick, but he's not going to be on Invis Watch, so he's... Yeah, if he's on Deadringer... No, he's on regular watch, okay. I was making sure because he was walking around. But his comms are very important. Oh, it looks like Blue is getting... They're trying to push.
Yeah, they're trying to get through, but there's a lot of spam in from ODB in high ground and Demo Man in low ground here. It's kind of hard to get out here. Trying to spam some anything here to get out of main, but they're just kind of waiting. They're trying to push out people at upper, and they do manage to find Eerie overextending that upper area, getting caught by Beanie. So with that, they can try to work upper here.
Yeah, now it's pretty much up to ODB to lock down upper. It looks like they're just kind of standing in mirror now and trying to play around their sniper. But they're not really giving them much space to do that. Oh, here they go, the Uber exchange.
Yep, Uber in from lower, heavy attack in upper. Sentry goes down immediately as Ubers are traded out. It's later for MM, so they're going to be in, as well as a banner from ODB, re-jumping into upper, trying to get damage down. He does find the pick onto the SAR, rocket onto Nipnop. He's 1 HP, and with that they retake upper. Nipnop going down to that rocket at the very end. And that's a successful kite from MM. They're going to hold this. I'm already being the only casualty. That said, oh, here's that Flog
I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah, Homeless in the back end gets the sap on the gun too. It gets taken very low, but the wrench comes in just in time to save it from Aaron. So gun stays up, but it looks like Netgraph have the lower B area here and better spawners.
Yeah, here's where these respawns really come in, because even though MM was only down 1 or 2 people, they're pretty much they're backing up. They're giving up.
That Flog play actually did work out very well in the end. He got that Demo Man pick, I do believe. So yeah, with that, Netgraph are going to cap up B in a pretty good time.
Yeah, that Flog was getting the demo. That was really the only pick that mattered. Once he got that, Blue pretty much won.
He was just standing still trying to find the thing, and Fallen wins that SVS, so not gonna have him right now. But that said, oh, Fallen, yeah, you can't disrespect the sniper in this quarter like that. So he's gonna take another pick. Beanie going down. That said, Eerie was traded off. DZ Creeper jumping forward, Fallen gonna take him down in exchange. Deft has gotten the kill onto TK though, so need to wait for a bit of spawners around for Netgraph. Looks like they're gonna walk in with Octa and the SAR back from his respawn.
Yeah, Blue's just trying to power their way through this. Even though they're losing people, again, like they killed Eerie, he's
SAR's
not gonna be
dead
here
again.
for a long time. Yeah, this is just, sometimes it'd be like that on Blue Sniper, you just die a bunch.
Oh, and looks like they're gonna get the walk in from Marty, gonna force this Uber from Netgraph, and they can't get in because of the air blast. They're finally gonna make it through the door.
They do
It's a good
force the
pipe,
Uber at the
yeah,
end.
good pipe by Octa to force that Uber out, and TK probably gonna die for it. He does air blast it back, so no kills actually going off from that Uber as there's 18 players alive. That said, TK just dropped at the very end, so pretty uneventful.
Yeah, it looks like Blue's trying to get through the shutter gates right now. I'm noticing that there's not really that much E pressure right now. It seems to be more of a like 9 players versus 9 players just kind of face planting into one another.
Yeah, it looks like that C cliff push not going to go off too well. They're going to get their gun taken down and rotate out. ODB and Eerie doing a good job pushing them back. And it's a wishbone rotate back out from Netgraph with that distraction. They are going to get some ground in here. SAR has died once again, unfortunately for them. But Aaron is dead as well, so defensive engineer not going to be up. If they can find his setup, they can take it down.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for some E pressure here. DZ Creeper was up in the upper tiles watching their spawn. This is going to be pretty tough for Red to
yeah,
block
this is
E now.
dangerous for them because they're locked out of
dangerous.
wishbone right now.
ODB seems the only one who's really aware of it right now. Like he does get the kill on DZ Creeper.
Marty's doing a good job with that Scorch Shot, but the Uber trade is out here in Wishbone. Looks like it's a better for the side of Netgraph. Octa's piping the enemy medic back in, but unfortunately for them, he's gonna get out just in time. Falling on a 7k, taking on the SAR for what feels like the 4th time this round as Aaron's back up on mini sentries, up onto this heaven spot. So they did stop the E pressure for now and stabilize a bit, but there is still ongoing pressure from Netgraph here in Wishbone.
Yeah, it looks like we just kind of have a reset here, which is generally not that great for the blue team, because now they're starting to waste time getting bogged down. They're kind of all stuck in this BC connector here. Although DC Creeper is back up top, so I'm expecting some E pressure soon. The Sir is, yeah, he's watching Joe through a wall.
Yeah, so what you want to do here is you want to E-pressure if you're Netgraph and try to force more and more rotates. That way you can walk in C and take it for free, and it looks like now they're going to try to do that. Gun is getting set up in the Wishbone. It can kind of watch over the E-point as DZ, Creeper, Homeless, and Nibnob are here. But oh, unfortunately for DZ, he actually falls into the pit. That's a big hit to your E-hold, and with that, they're going to drop their Scout as well. So reclaimed for the side of MM. They've rotated heavy and Pyro, so Netgraph, this is their chance to move into C.
Yeah, that's what you really want to do. You want to get pressure on both points, so that way you can move into the next point, whichever one you want to cap. And that's what looks like that is what Netgraph is doing. They're just
walking
taking
out
C.
into C. It's pretty free. Marty's the only one anywhere close, and that's going to be the cap.
Longer than I'd like.
Yeah, it took a bit longer, but in essence, that's pretty much textbook on how you want to play it. The delayed seconds, it might matter in the end, but they did play very well. And Eerie and Draft dropping at the end will be unfortunate for them. But the Uber is out here in the defense, solo onto Marty, air blasted into the sky, trying to
flanking
under him. Yeah, ODB flanking onto SAR, gonna try and get that kill onto him, will end up killing him on a 5k. Blake gets flamed down by TK in the meantime though, so the front end of the Uber is not going well.
Yeah, that was a nice try from Red. It looks like ODB stole again, but this is just gonna be some scraps unless something amazing can happen.
They're trying to collapse on Dinko here, and they're probably gonna get.
Oh, they're gonna, yeah, they get Dinko.
Yeah, it's a lot of trade kills, and keep in mind though, trade kills are favorable for the offense here because of the longer spawns, and SAR finding Draft on the end is going to be very helpful. So with that, it's 9v5, and Netgraph are going to first call in the rotations.
Yeah, interesting note that the Red NG is also running mini sentries, so they're not going to have that level 3 to deal with on E.
Yeah, Aaron's just been stuck on that. He's been getting pressured a lot. And looks like DZ Creeper with that fast respawn is going to get in onto D here. Going to spot out the MM combo sitting here, and with that, it's going to be a bit of an even split in lobby here. Falling going to find his 9th kill of the round onto TK. I don't think he's died yet. He's gotten a bunch of kills for his team.
I don't think he has either. Yeah, DZ Creeper spotting that combo is huge, because now Blue knows exactly what doors they have to lock out, and it's going to be an uphill battle from Red.
Netgraph is holding their combo on the Heaven area right here, which is very hard to displace, but it does mean that the point is kind of open to the C Wishbone pressure. ODB walking out, trying to get some damage onto the Scout. Nibnob getting an arrow from Dinko. They're very important to keep him alive and healthy on this point, and now it's getting really threatening for MM.
Yeah, the only complaint I have right now is that they need more people on the cap itself, but they're doing a great job here. MM pretty much committed to that one half of the map, and Blue just read them perfectly.
Oh, but that's another Beanie goes into the pit. Unfortunate for him, it's now Octa and Dinko here alone. They're gonna have to pop this Uber. Okay, fourth person to pit this round is ODB, says hello to it. Uber going off in the doorway here, but they're kind of surrounded from Netgraph. They're gonna have to back up here. do see Scout trying to run up onto this demo
triple.
man. Triple doing a bunch of
meat
damage.
grinder.
3k with the cleanup. Yep, Giraffe getting some good pipes as well.
Yeah,
Nimnop trying to find some cleanup. Trades
It
that
looked
one,
so
but
good for blue. Then it just all collapsed because I don't think they had enough point pressure. Like they committed so many people to locking at the doors and they still weren't able to do it. But it looks like it's gonna be pretty much a dry fight here. Red has small grab. I don't think it's gonna be too significant.
yeah, ODB did a great job there, standing in Wishbone and pressuring that Scout off of the cap, and without they couldn't get too many people on it. So they're gonna be able to reset softly here. It's going to be 35% Uber for Dinko, 70 for Blake, so MM in the advantage here. They do have Lobby. Fallen is going to kill Nipnop off of his first death, so keeping that good times rolling. Joe getting a kill on the SAR in the trade, so a lot of damage going up inside this lobby area as looks like MM has control of the E point itself.
Yeah, I think the flank of MM is doing so much work, it's honestly ridiculous. ODB and Def Joe and Triple are just staying alive and causing constant issues for blue. It's definitely a big problem.
Yeah, Blake on 100% Uber, Dinko on 90. It looks like Netgraph are firm in this lobby hold. They're going to walk people towards D as we have a pause here.
It's not high on there without at least one pause.
There's a pipe sailing right towards TK's face, and if he doesn't reflect this, then TK and Nipnop are going to be taking a lot of damage going into the Uber.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be exchanged, so hopefully it's not a big deal. If TK hits this, like, reflect pipe, then red pretty much just the pop instantly.
Does Eerie die to it? Because it's mini crit.
No, he has the fist set. He should be fine.
Yeah, he has fist out.
Should be like 70, 80 damage. But yeah, honestly, I can't believe it, but like this reflect pipe, whoever eats this pipe, whether it be red or blue team, is gonna be who pops first, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're gonna have a health advantage coming in. Looks like we have some word that Netgraph's Scout Nipnop is having some ping issues, so we'll be trying to resolve that issue. In the meantime, we have on the clock a 540 time through 3 points, which is it's edging on the standard side where, yeah, if you can just keep up the pace, you'll get a normal steal time. But they have been having a bit of trouble onto their E push, and keep in mind during a pause, the timers continue to go and the point reverts keep going as well. So I'm not exactly sure how much E cap time they have right now, although I'm pretty sure a lot of it's going to be reset.
Yeah, D time, it does take a little bit to go away. So, and the thing about I think it takes like 30, 40 seconds, even if you're stacking people on it. It takes a long ass time.
Yeah, the
Excuse my
capture.
language.
Yeah, and it stacks up to ×5, so you can get it all the way down to, I believe, 30 seconds if you're ×5ing it for maximum capture experience. That said, going forward off of this Uber, it's going to be interesting because Netgraph, what they've done here is they've essentially said they don't want to go for the Wishbone E-push anymore. Homeless is alone there with a Cloak and Dagger just calling. DZ Creeper kind of rolling out to contest ODB, but it is going to be MM with control of Wishbone. So this lobby push is everything for them right now, as the Ubers are going to come up for them in just a second once the pause resumes.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried if I was MM about taking this exchange, because if it goes well, that's fantastic, but there's a very real risk that if this goes badly, blue could just pretty much win in like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's at this point you kind of have to take the exchange because you have Pyro in your face, Scout in your face.
Yeah. The position they put themselves in, they have to, but just like being in this position itself is a little risky. I don't know if they,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if they
kinda
exactly
weird.
planned this.
Yeah, because Marty's really far back, so they weren't planning like a full combo push. We see Eerie here with like 100 HP. They're kind of peeking into lobby.
Yeah, I think probably what happened is someone got kind of caught out on lobby, maybe Eerie. I don't know exactly what happened, and then from that position, other players kind of committed to help that player, and now they're just in here. So there's a very good chance this goes well for blue. I'm pretty happy with their positioning. Over on the flank, it looks like DZ Creeper's getting hunted down by Joe and ODB.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get taken down on that side if ODB just jumps after him, so. It will be a small advantage for them on that end, but the real thing we're gonna be looking forward is see how this Uber trade turns out, because if it goes well for Netgraph, like you said, they have very good positioning to take D and then eventually E. If it doesn't go well, then they get rolled back into lobby and they have no ground anywhere again because they don't have Wishbone.
Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout out, honestly, kind of related. I'd like to give a shout out to Aaron alone on the C point with literally no one within like 5 miles of him. The closest player is Homeless as a cloaked invisible spy in BC connector, so I just want to say shout out to Engineer locking down that part of the map. I think he's just rolling out, but
Yeah, he's gonna roll out. We are on pause, so
Oh,
he's
there
actually
we
rolling out to Lunchbox. So we're gonna go to this Uber, and TK actually dropped, so he didn't get that Uber on him, and the Uber's gonna be popped out here first from MM. They're gonna get 2 kills before getting popped into by Netgraph. Delman left alone here. Draft taking down Fallen, actually got headshot during that as well, so it's looking good on this side. Supreme Toad dropping to Nipnop on that one. Gonna look to walk forward at Eerie, and this Uber's gone fantastically for Netgraph despite losing their pyro early, and now they have control of the DE connector.
Yeah, Blue's taking their spawn now. They're getting point time. This is honestly a position where it might not be a bad idea to cap beat. Blake is caught out in spawn, went for the saw the heavy. But yeah, this looks very dominant from Blue right now.
Yeah, Netgraph looking good. They're stacking it with max people. They're capping it as fast as they possibly can. Spawners are going to be coming up for MM soon here, but they're getting locked out of the D entrance, and they have to go through Wishbone. Marty dropping on that one. Octa as well going down to the sticky trap. So that's going to be the cap up for Netgraph here. Went very well for them at the tail end, and that's a total time of... That's bugged.
Is that bugged?
It was 5:40 at the pugs. Or at the pause rather. We've gotten word that the official time is 9:12, which is...
That's not bad.
It's not bad. It's a bit below what you want, but for
it's
a start...
Holdable.
Yeah, for a start it's doable for Netgraph, so
yeah.
they're not going to be too upset, although they're going to think they could have probably done their E-rotates a bit faster.
Yeah, I think that even 10-minute holds you can do. Like, this is one of those maps where, like, it's never really over. I've seen, like, some wild holds, like, teams with 14-minute times holding them on E for 10 minutes. I've seen some crazy stuff happen on this map. It's definitely always possible, and I think 9:12 was one of those times that you're kind of cranky. Like, people are probably cranky about a push or two that went wrong, but it's in the end of the world, it's very doable.
Yeah, they're going to put all their focus onto this round, and keep in mind the 2-0 needs to come through for Netgraph, so they're going to be putting all their focus onto winning this round, and then the next one if they can do it. Looks like they're going to start off with another standard defense, similar to how MM did it. The telly, the dispenser, the gun, all the same. Looks like Nibnop's actually going to be scouting out on A.
Yeah, Blue NG doing the... I guess it's the new meta, yeah. Blue NG doing the new thing. 2 people died for the sticky trap. Not crits, but yeah, Blue... It seems like all the Blue NGs now do this where they... Because there's nothing else for them to do, they just have their level 3s wrangled to help out their team pushing B.
Something interesting to note here is that they have 3 times on the A point for MM, but only 2 players. You'll notice that's ODB running the pain train, so going for some capture time, some E pressure probably going to come through from them. Hopefully get that times 4 with the scout eventually, but AAA is with the combo right now, so looks like they're going to try to force into upper with the bonk scout and the heavy. Getting some sticky damage out, Triple trying to run through, but it's getting stuffed by DZ Creeper. You're going to have to run back, and there's the SAR winning his SVS onto Fallen.
Yeah, these blue snipers are having a really rough time so far. I don't think I've seen, like, a single relevant blue SVS that's actually been winning. Yeah, the SAR's trying to block them out right now. Looks like he's doing a pretty good job of it, too. He's just watching that main. They're starting to get E pressure. Fallen almost died again.
Yep, Joe actually jumped over with the spy movement speed, so he's solo capping there as ODB holds off the shutter. He's on the Enforcer, my guy right there, getting that one ready for when the gun gets rotated off. As now ODB rotating to hold the Wishbone, as Joe's still solo capping this. ODB getting pressured a lot by DZ Creeper, and it's going to be DZ winning that 1v1, so that's very important for the backside fight.
Yeah, that's very good, because that means that more red players don't have to rotate over to E, which means
Uber
that B
out
defense
from
is going
B
to be more
right now,
secure.
going off, combos exchanging. It's a bit even, although it's better for the side of Netgraph. They're going to look to lock the offense out here. I'm having to back up, and no one dies in that Uber. On the other side, Triple is spawned up and going for this capture. Some pressure. Aaron set up a gun as well, and ODB respawn is here, so there's a lot of E pressure now going off for MM. Joe going to jump across, so ×3 going off. Triple going to have to go get a pack for that fire
Yeah,
damage.
Red's rotating. Yeah. Once that gun came up, I'm sure someone started screeching about it. Now Red's rotating. They're blocking the point. That's really all that matters. Having that sniper in Wishbone's pretty much what the red sniper needs to do here is just body shot people around the point and make sure they can't cap. That's all he needs to do.
That's a Joe getting a stab onto Nibnop, doing a lot of work. He's going to try to revolver down the SAR. There's the Enforcer coming in true, getting that kill. Gun stabbed on the back end though, so Aaron's gun taken down.
Missing. He's missing the point. It's rough. Sometimes it'd be like that.
He got capped to about halfway before it started reverting, and now it looks like Dinko 100% Uber, Blake 100% as well on the front side. So as this E pressure gets off, we have an Uber exchange on B. That's CP steal for you. Both combos doing a pretty standard exchange, a lot of damage on both sides, although again, it's favorable in Netgraph's side. The heavy has dropped up from upper though, and Supreme Toad's going to be spamming down. Going to try to walk at Dinko with some fire, not going to get the kill and get shredded down on that side. Joe in drop down, rotated off of the E point, and the hold is still in on B here, although a lot of damage coming through. They're going to have to back off the forward side.
Yeah, I really like, honestly, like, even though MM's not winning on B, I really like the amount of E pressure they have. It's really causing players to rotate. Yeah, now Falls in upper. Yeah, because of this E pressure now, Red's gonna have a, yeah, Red, oh, okay. They were gonna winning, and then the Sir hit a good headshot, now they're not winning.
Yeah, it's gonna be Eerie jumping forward with the Tomislav, taking the beam, going forward, trying to do some damage. Oct is returning some sticky fire, but they are funneled into this choke point. Star's gonna drop to Joe's Enforcer again, so that's gonna be some good pressure from MM despite having no demo man.
I think
Walking forward onto
I
the
think
B
Red's gonna
point.
exchange. Looks like they're
Yeah.
trying to. They're still fighting this.
They should. Demo man's
here
a
they go.
respawner.
Oh no, Octa.
Oh, he's
Octa
gone.
is-
He's getting blasted all around. Marty getting that air blast, getting him out of there. And that's going to be a B cap coming through eventually for MM. They only have 2x right now, but they're going to get more people on it. Octa and Nipnop have been the casualties for that graph as their combo looks to get out. Triple's behind in Wishbone actually, and there's more pressure coming in from Lobby. Banner popped out. Oh no, Beanie in the pit again. Air blast from Marty, getting that kill as now Triple edging onto E with that B cap.
Yeah, the pit's definitely been kind of fragging out this game. Shout out to the pit, doing a really good job here, fragging all the players falling into it.
Yeah, some
looks
assists
like we're
come
having
through
E
as well.
pressure. And there's a really scuffed fight on C. I don't know how this happened, but they're just blue is all over C. And
Yeah.
E.
It's a good call because when you have Triple behind in Wishbone, you know their combo isn't there early, so you can just kind of roll through and try to get some frags, and with that, they're going to get C captured, but more importantly, Triple is getting this E cap really far. Oh my god, Nipnop jumps on trying to contest him, Triple two-shots him and then taunts while still capping. There's ODB with a pain train, and unless someone can get
Red
on
needs
this,
to
we're
fight
over.
this now. Oh, get
Headshot
sniped,
from
yeah.
Fallen, we're done.
Fallen, yep, that's it.
Oh no,
Oh no, they tied it in the last second to DZ.
There we go,
Cooper.
Joe and Marty
there
get
he is.
on it to finish their work, and that is the cap up from MM, so very clean half coming in from them. Almost a 10-minute defense followed by a very good A-B-C-E push where they really didn't feel that contested.
Yeah, I really like Memento Mori's strategy here. It seems that their main goal is just to put as much E pressure as they can while still not entirely getting rolled on B. Like, they weren't capping B, but they were distracting enough players on B that their E players, like, the defense against Memento Mori, Necraf basically had to kind of pick their poison, whether they give up B super early or to help E out, or just, killing E players and then losing B, or the other way around.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
did their
I
best to
really like their
rotate, but
strategy.
in the end they got forced back into the choke and couldn't actually make that contest happen. Their Uber also got wasted on B. If you're going to use that Uber, you have to make sure that you can spread players out and get it back, but instead they lost their Uber, they lost players, and then they immediately lost all control of Wishbone with that, all the rotations.
Yeah, I'm gonna say shout out to Fallen going 13-3 on Steel. That's a very tough task.
Yeah, 3 deaths on Sniper. Do you bottom death the team? One more than Blake, but that's really out of the ordinary. Because normally Sniper gets kind of ran over on this map. If you're trying to go ham, everyone's just gonna walk at you.
Yeah, that's honestly that's a pretty big impact because even though maybe he's not he has a good KD, but it's not like he's baiting. Like he's on snipers, that means they constantly have to be aware of sight lines. It just I think that's another part of the reason why they're doing so well, is because Fallen being constantly alive means that they just cannot peek doors basically without fearing that they're gonna get instantly killed.
Yeah, looking at the rest of the stats, a couple other standouts. Octa did a lot of good work for Netgraph, 525 DPM, actually doing a lot more damage and kills than Giraffe, while also doing it 5 times. So Octa's had a very big game impact for them, but unfortunately not enough to stave off the attack of MM. And I've been told to look at Homeless's stat. I don't want to. That's unlucky. It's 0 and 10.
It'd
Yeah.
be like that sometimes.
So yeah, sometimes Spy just doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's the spy class. It just sometimes it's rough like that, you know.
Yeah, not one backstab means the DPM is also very low because at least one makes a pretty big double damage impact. But
I will say it's pretty rough when you get out. Like I've seen players get outfried by medics. It happens. It's not a big deal. But when you get out damaged by a medic,
yeah, out damaged
that's
by
where it starts
Blake.
getting rough.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Blake with those
It's
bows.
so unlikely for that to happen.
Yeah,
Where a
it
medic out
happens.
damages like any other player on a team.
I don't know Homeless well enough to make fun of him. Like this was like Jacob or someone to do really well. I would be roasting him right now. I don't know Homeless well enough. I'm sure he's a great guy. It
Yeah,
happens,
I'm
especially
sure
in
he
the
just
spy
had a
class on
really,
Steel. It
really
happens.
bad game. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Get killed on rollouts, people turn around. So with that, we can kind of move past that one. And Netgraph, that lost round means unfortunately they will not be making playoffs. So even if they do end up winning this match somehow, they're not going to have enough match points to pass Refrigerator. So we have our top 4 teams locked in. The only thing that can slightly change is the order. And Memento Mori going 2-0 would give them the best chance at moving up, although they do need help from around the league. Candy and Cutie's matches currently happening at the same time.
Yeah, I like to say shout out for ODB doing 400 DPM on Soldier, as I predicted. That man is just he's unstoppable.
Yeah, ODB. He's actually top damaging his team with that one. Giraffe not able to top the menace that is ODB when he's walking at people, fragging out over DZ Creeper.
Imagine having 12 projectiles and getting out damaged by the player with 4 projectiles. What a world.
Yeah, other than that, nothing looks too special. We have 2 deaths on each medic, so, Dinko, despite being on the losing side, did good to keep it even with Blake on that one. The Ubers as well were built pretty evenly, so not really too much difference in that. It's mainly just like how the teams played and coordinated their flanked pressure, fork pressure, and something we noticed early when watching Netgraph's attack is that they didn't send anyone lobby early. They literally 8-man through B main, had Homeless go alone for calls, and that was just it. Immediately for we saw tons of fork pressure come in, and it really made things hard on that graph. So just kind of a difference in how the team's prepared or how they look on steel, making the big impact here.
Yeah, I think both strategies are viable, but it's definitely I personally prefer the fork strategy just because it makes teams basically make mistakes. But it's definitely two different philosophies in this map. Whether you really want to like do the alphabet push where you go A B C D E, or you just go A B C and then kind of fork between C and E.
Yeah, something to note about being able to apply numerous points of pressure and adapt your gameplay around it means that you have a lot more of a flexible game plan. Where, say, if you're gonna go, if you're playing like Netgraph and you're committing 8 people B and then 8 people Wishbone towards C, maybe like some Sentry Gun, some Scout Cap on E, then you're kind of just shoehorned into this linear route where you need things to go off as planned, and it's possible to do it. We saw them when they finally got their E pressure, they got the C cap for free, and it's fine when you do that. But if it can take a lot longer than being adaptable and flexible in your playstyle, where if you see that they're leaving E open for you with your fork pressure, you can commit more, you can force more errors, and it's just easier to play your game around it if you're able to pull it off. And we are seeing the higher tier team in Memento Mori understanding that and playing well around it.
Yeah, that's definitely what I think I'm seeing too. I do like MM strat a lot more as a player than Netgrass strat. I think they're both viable, but just that fork pressure for MM was I mean even they were doing it in scrims this week too. It's very hard to deal with. Someone's standing directly in front of the door. Okay, that backed up.
Yeah, and if you're Netgraph starting out on the defense here, if you're trying to win some pride back at this point, you want to see what you can do about that early pressure into lobby. Maybe have a Homeless call out earlier, maybe have a Nipnop and DZ Creeper try to contest at the gate instead of when they're already on your shutter.
Yeah, I told Fallen to run a funny weapon, so I'm gonna see if he does, but he never listens to me.
But then it's going to be another standard opening. On the attack trying to set out time about as good as the last one. Fallen going to win that SVS into SAR, so that's a good advantage to start off with, although the Giraffe has died to a sticky trap for the second straight round, I do believe.
I mean, someone has to die to it, so honestly, like, yeah, dying to it early is probably better than dying to it late. It happens. There's nothing else to do
fast
while you cap
respawn
A.
in there.
I used to sack on Sniper when they were capping A, so I think that might be literally his sack.
Looks like ODB and Joe are actually planning a drop down onto B here. They're probably going to try to get some spam onto the medic, make him force his Uber. I want to see this. I actually want to see this, see if it works out. ODB going to rush jump away, decide against it.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. Yeah, it looks like Blue. Oh, they're going fast. They were even getting whips. Yeah, Marty's leading this push, trying to take it. Yeah, it looks like Blue's just trying to stuff through. Or I don't know what they're doing. They're kind of standing around.
It doesn't look like they're too far forward. ODB found Homeless on the backside, getting that spy kill. Unfortunate for him. Looks, he says lol in chat, so he probably was AFK or invisible. That said, Uber in from the front side. It popped up first here by trying to get some damage down, but they're not going to find much damage at all. It's going to be a good reflect, but a lot of players getting dropped. Nimnop and DZ drop on the front side. TK also exploding.
He's hitting all the pipes here. There's no follow up, and now E's starting to get capped. So yeah, this is gonna be. This might be a very good reframe from Blue if they're able to get through these doors.
That's a really big.
It looks like they're getting to the door. Yeah, I think
it's free at this point because the Red's so shoehorned and they lost too many players. Okay, that's a really big mistake out of both the Pyro and the Medic of Netgraph. The Pyro, so TK is doing a good job stuffing that. He needs to call for the Uber there because your Medic can't see you. He can't see what you see, so you need to call for the Uber and keep them in that choke. Instead, he took all the damage, didn't get a flash, and was forced to back off that, and they lost everything.
Oh, Homeless gets the sap on the gun, so it looks like... Yeah, it looks like Red might be a... Yeah, Blue is trying to do some shenanigans on E. It looks like Homeless did kind of stuff.
They already have full combo onto C, so there's going to be a really quick cap. Fallen winning another SVS onto SAR, so SAR on a 20-second spawner, hasn't even gotten to play the game yet.
Yeah, that's Steel Sniper. If you're losing the SVS on Steel, you're just basically not playing the game. You're kind of a spectator.
The Netgraph combo is full rotated into lobby. They've completely said, we can give up C, we'll give up Death Hallway. We just need to make sure we retain lobby pressure for this E defense. So if know this, they could walk into D and take it for free. Looks like Blake is going there already with Marty. They're going to drop onto D, so they do know it's clear. Homeless dying again off spawn, unfortunate for him, as they're going to Uber right into the enemy combo here. Lobby fight going on. Marty getting blasted in. He's gonna get dropped eventually because of the air blast from TK. Sticky's on the back end, gonna do a lot of damage. Oh, but they are keeping alive. Blade gonna pick up that mini health pack. Repush in here from lobby, from Netgraph, gonna take a lot of damage onto Eerie Giraffe, get those kills. Blake is alone, and that is a
They're
good
just letting
recontest
him
from
live.
them.
I like
This
that.
is good,
They
yeah.
let him live.
Let him live as long as possible, and then you can reset. And it looks like Netgraph, at least they have stabilized here.
Yeah, that was a really good fight from Netgraph, actually. Blue was kind of like... It would have been an even fight if they had people to help, but they had no one to help, so they're just getting cut out. TK kind of dies, which is really unfortunate, because now they don't have a pyro to block this. I think this is very good for red. Oh, it looks like Giraffe's getting in, but yeah, this is... Blue has to basically push into their combo to play the game.
Yep, it's a good setup right now in general for Netgraph. They have their gun level 2 up on the Heaven spot, SAR as well, scoping into Wishbone. So, you know, this is pretty standard stabilization from Netgraph.
Uber.
Yeah, good force by them. They're gonna be walking forward, trying to see what they can find. Octa gonna get held out here. Oh, it's popped up. If he gets air blasted, he can stick out. Marty, oh my God, Marty's such a good player. Marty's actually such a good player to read that.
Yeah, that was definitely an overextension from Octa. He just got kind of pyroclast.
That's what good players do no matter what class you're on, is you can see those mistakes and punish them in the moment to moment.
Dinko getting caught out. Yeah, the entire red combo just got mulched. They just, that one player died and then it was just a triple beat over
no
the next
demo
20
man.
seconds.
That one step too far, Marty punishes him for it, and that will be a complete decap for MM. They're going to walk forward, Uber into E. They take down DZ Creeper, that banner not doing much for him, as Stickies are going to go up on this shutter. E-Cap is getting ready to start, and 4 minutes through 4 points so far.
Yeah, it's definitely, the good thing is that the red combo has spawned, so they're going to be able to at least contest E somewhat. It's going to be tough, because MM looks like they're blocking at all the doors, but they are going to get a chance to at least attempt to fight this. They're not totally wiped. This is tough though, because they're trying to push through the
they're all
that
stuck
has
in
8 stickies
Wishbone
on it.
here.
Yeah.
And the Stickies coming in from Giraffe, Pipe as well, taking down Nico's mini already and doing a bunch of damage. Eerie's close on the door as well. Gonna get taken down with those Nico Gems crits. He gets traded in the meantime. As Cap is very close to coming through.
Yeah, that's the problem sometimes, is once you cap D, both of your ways to approach the E point become very tiny doors that are hard to do anything on, and that's kind of what happened. They chose the wrong tiny door and then got mulched.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do at that point. Once your lobby hold collapses for free like that, things just don't look very good for you no matter what. And that is 4:52 through 5 points. Very fast time for Steel. And MM are on pace to take this match very cleanly.
Yeah, that is a really good time. It's definitely, again, it's always doable, especially on this map, because you can always just, like, finesse E somehow and get it. It's always definitely possible. I've seen a lot of teams actually, because they have a good offense, they kind of like get in their own head. It's just like, oh, we just need one good hold, and they just keep backing up, and then then you look at the time. There's 2 minutes left, and you've lost 3 points. It's very possible for Blue, but it's an uphill battle at best.
Yeah, uphill battle it will be, and based on how we saw them go around the world last time, and that was their default strategy, that's not going to really work when you need to cap 5 points in 450, so they're either going to have to make the fastest around the world that you'll ever see, or adapt their playstyle mid-match, and then hope MM doesn't have a response to it, which is probably unlikely at this point. Maybe they're going to have to do it anyway. Maybe they do have some like AE shenanigans up their sleeves.
Looks like Fallen getting the server right away.
I want to check the overall SVS. It's probably like 10-2 or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically a sack. That like, if you're capping A, like, I would literally just run it to main and die on Sniper. It's basically dead time, because you have literally nothing else to do other than run it and try to get a pick. I can't blame him for that one, but if he loses this one, I can blame him for this one. So crit stickies everywhere. I want to see who dies to him.
Octa's walking up already, getting some pipes into upper, doing a bit of roller damage, gonna get that pack and stay alive. As it's just another 8-man stack in the B door, and with that, Fallen's gonna snipe down DZ Creeper. Soldier normally doesn't go through here unless you're trying to just get upper control. Normally he's on flank making work, and with that, Nimnop bonking through up top trying to get some work done, but ooh, not gonna get enough damage, and both ODB and Eerie are gonna survive for now.
Yeah, there's literally no players on E. The only players even close is
just
the red spy is calling stuff, and he's just definitely calling. There's no one here, so MM has the freedom to put every single player other than him on B.
Yeah, Fallen gonna lose that SVS though, so Sar getting one back in that regard. ODB taking out Nipnop from the upper position, and it's still just an 8-man stuff through the corridor. We're gonna have to see when Netgraph decide to actually pull the trigger here.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to flood their way through. I think Marty's on Flog. I think he is. I don't know if he has it, but yeah, he's on Flog.
Yeah, Uber out here from Netgraph trying to get some stickies on the gun, but
Oh,
Octonauts
wait,
doing
we have
any
two
damage to
flags, we have two
players.
flags active.
Oh, this is gonna be fat. Oh, but all the kills are coming through. ODB and Draft already killing 4 people. There's solo flog onto TK and on the gun.
He's
He'll
not
get
shooting the
him
gun.
spam around. Okay, Marty. Well, that was fine.
Feed. That's what I call that.
When your team kites the Uber so well, there's no one left to flog. It feels bad for
Yeah.
Marty.
You got to see the rare flog v flog action, but one player's invincible, which kind of made it a little unfair. The Sir dying to fall on again. He's just trying to get through these doors, and it's not really working out for him.
They still haven't sent the single player E, which makes them think they just don't have anything ready.
Yeah, they definitely didn't prepare for it, because it's just not part of their playbook.
Yeah, Beanie taking out an upper fallen, 3rd kill of this life right now. Triple taking out Nibnop in that Scout v Scout. As he's gonna retake upper. Marty gets up there as well.
He through the door, dies instantly.
Well, not anymore.
He was through the door, now he's in the respawn queue.
It's 2:30 left on the clock. This is looking pretty hopeless because they don't have Uber. Well, now they're going to have it, but they're dropping all their players again.
Their hope is pretty much that they somehow wipe red, and then they just basically just get set up on E. That's the only way they can really hope to win this.
They got fallen, and they did press back the defense very early, but Netgraph not going to find any other damage, and immediately get hurt back by Marty's Dragon's Fury. He does get that kill onto Dingo
That's
somehow.
a good weapon.
I don't know how you get the medic pick with the Dragon's Fury, but either way, Blake's going to have that Uber advantage ready, and it's 2 minutes left. Even with no air blast in that Uber, because he was far back, they couldn't get close enough.
Blue just taking a dry fight. Sir, on that Huntsman, that's honestly, he might win. I feel like Fallen, honestly, Fallen's one of those players who might get annoyed that he's dying to an Huntsman, so that's definitely, I can at least laugh at him afterwards.
Yeah, we can laugh at it, but
yeah,
gun hasn't gone down.
Embarrassing.
Blake's still on Uber advantage. A lot of players still up. The banner repush didn't get much from Netgraph. That kind of got
Aaron might die.
well.
Oh, Aaron almost died to a blazing Huntsman arrow. He was literally 11 health.
That would have been something to laugh at, but either way.
Dude, okay. The Sir's kind of railing people, this Huntsman.
Yeah, this is not possible at this point, though.
Did they pause?
That's with server lag, I guess. Okay, so now finally, with a minute 30 left in their season, we see Netgraph rotate E.
I mean, I guess they figured it out for next season. That's
yeah.
Fallen's complaining to me in chat about the server.
Yeah. Either way.
Sometimes.
So with 3 times, you need about 45 seconds to cap it up. So technically, it's possible.
It's yeah, this is their best strategy so far. I'm surprised Red didn't expect this, honestly, because they're kind of getting molted.
Yeah, this is actually not looking that good.
Oh, no.
They do manage to force them off the point. They do kill Homeless.
They need players to get on. Okay, Octa needs to get on the point now. No, don't stop patience. Get on the point, Octa.
There's DZ. DZ, no pain train, bro. What the? They're gonna
okay,
get on it though.
They actually might win this
round. The jokes are over. Okay, they get Dinko. They have to block though. Backstep onto ODB. As they do get TK and Nick off the point, almost fails the jump.
Kill.
Another pit man. Star gets the kill into Ares. There's a Huntsman kill here in that one.
Maybe the 20 seconds was what they really needed. It's possible, but they're gonna have to. They need people to get on the point.
Yeah.
Okay, DC Creepers on the point, getting actually rolled.
Yeah, Triple gonna take him down.
That was a good attempt, but it's not gonna end up not being successful.
Yeah. All right. We had our fun jokes, but in the end, it's gonna be stabilizing, taking the round. 2-0 coming in for them. They are making playoffs as minimum 3rd seed, and based on the results around the league, they could rise. That's 2-0 result being exactly what they needed.
I really want to see Marty's stats. He was on some shenanigans that round. I'm gonna look at examine in
how many different
detail.
flamethrowers.
Yeah, gotta see how many gadgets he had.
Yep, and that's kind of what we expected, to be fair. Stronger team coming up on a map that can be harder to play. Netgraph just didn't really have any response or any deep plays that they could use to get advantages. Just kind of if their around the world strat didn't work, they just didn't have anything. And Memento Mori, very strong showing. A lot of at least K&D and Cuties, they both say that they don't have very good steal this season. I know Cutie says that. K&D might just be revving up on it, but this might be a map that MM looks towards in playoffs if they want to try and
agree 100%. I agree. From the scrims, at least this week, MM has pretty much rolled every team I think they've played. K&D got rolled by MM. Granted, we had like 3 ringers, but there was a lot of shenanigans happening. But Cuties then proceeded to get rolled by K&D, so it looks like, at least if the transitive property is true, K&D's that goes MM, K&D, and then Cuties in terms of their steal prowess.
Yeah, so MM is going to be very nice for them. They didn't really show much either. They just showed their default AE play, which, they didn't really have to break out anything special. They just showed their pressure, and yeah, they could look towards this map in the future. We have the logs on the screen for you. Fallen 27 kills, ODB 29, Giraffe 24, 400 DPM on Giraffe and ODB, so very convincing play from them all around. And I'm going to open up the logs and see Marty's flamethrowers here.
Yeah, he actually did not do as well as I expected. He actually somehow he got like 3 solo Ubers into B main with 8 players there, and he still went negative somehow. So I guess it'd be like
I
that.
did watch
They
him panic bind in front of a wrangled sentry gun in the enemy spawn, though, so.
yeah, I guess sometimes the problem with pyro class is sometimes they just kind of walk away from you, and there's not much you can do. I'd like to shout out to Homeless. Like he had a 0 damage half, and Homeless still only had, let's see, 8 less damage than Joe total, with wildly different KDs. So you can really see the
In
difference
that
in
half?
the overall stats.
I'm
Or
looking at
maybe it's the one
combined.
half. It was the second half. Yeah, sorry.
I'm looking at combined, and Homos has 1700 to Joe's 5200.
Yeah, the second half though, their Homeless went 4 and 12 with 123, and Joe went 6 and 4 with 124 DPM.
Hey, at
So
least you got some kills that one. Got to play
yeah,
the game a bit. Let me look at the SVS real quick, because I did want to see that. Fallen
a
11 to 3.
yeah, 11 to
Oh.
3. That's kind of what it
So
looked
my
like.
10 to
Fallen,
2 call was actually, like,
yeah, that was pretty
correct.
close, honestly. I like to say Fallen almost not almost half his kills, but the majority of his kills were on the SAR, which makes his like he was definitely playing like passive sniper, which is very annoying to play against because like yeah, then you have to decide whether do I want to shoot the enemy gamers or do I want to just shoot Fallen Lord over and over again.
Yeah.
Definitely I'd say Fallen was Fallen and ODB were honestly my standout players. ODB managed to do more damage than Giraffe.
Yeah, very strong performance out of him overall. And with that, MM gonna take that win. They move up to, I believe, a 5-2 record. Only 2 losses coming against K&D and Cuties, and they've also not dropped any rounds to any team below them. So MM pretty much look like a hard cutoff for the rest of Invite, where the top 3 teams are the top 3 teams, and it's very difficult to take rounds off of anyone else. That said, K&D have had some rounds dropped to some teams they probably shouldn't have, but it's a story for another time. In the meantime, we do have Cuties and Candies matches going on, and depending on those results, MM could actually move up in the standings. So if we can maybe look at those in the downtime, I'm probably not going to show them on stream, probably not going to keep going with that. But in the meantime, good result for MM, and they will be waiting eagerly for any good results coming in.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with MM's performance, and I think this is a map that other teams will ban them against. Or ban this map against that team because
Yeah, that's a good point. Ban
they look
pressure.
extremely dominant, and that's a good thing. That's even though it's like for MM, they were making playoffs no matter what. I think they've kind of put fear into some of the other teams, which is good in the long run.
Yep. Any closing remarks we have for this cast? It was a bit of a short one, but it is the last match of the season, last cast of the regular season, rather. So we're moving into the playoffs next week.
Shout out to Vanilla Love. Shout out to the pit out fragging multiple players.
It did. Oh my god. Yeah, and that's about it from us for this match. With that, MM 5-2, your third place playoff representative at minimum. Look around for the rest of the results coming in, and join us next week for the first week of the RGL Invite playoffs. So with that, I'm Zagron, joined by Space Ghost and Dolphin, as always, behind the camera. Thank you very much for coming out, and we'll see you next time.